Hi everyone, welcome to another Sweeping Saturday. My name's Jestyn Murphy. I'm your guest host today for our discussion about angles. The first thing I want to highlight about rocks when they come in contact with each other is the fact that the second rock, that rock that you're hitting, is always going to take the opposite rotation from the stone you delivered. So for example, if I'm coming in with an in-turn here, a clockwise rotation, keep an eye on that yellow rock as soon as it makes contact. It's going to take that counterclockwise rotation. See that? It's really important, especially if you were taking a shot like a run back, to keep in mind that that second rock is going to slightly start to curl, especially if you're running it back over a longer period of the ice. Another really good thing to understand about angles is when you're hitting multiple rocks or making a double. For example, I've got two yellow rocks here set up in front of me, and that's kind of a run back double. What I need to make sure I line up before I try to hit these rocks out of the rings is where I'm hitting them. So for example, if I want this stone to be removed, this rock can hit it anywhere. But if I need both rocks to be removed, I need to hit this first rock on an angle so that both stones are going to separate away from each other as they leave the house. With a little more weight, those would have gone out of the house. It's really important to understand where you need to hit that first rock in order to direct it onto the second and remove them both from play. So what I'll do here is I'll actually line up the edge of the back stone all the way through the center of the top stone. And that leaves me with one small area that I can hit that front stone that will make it an accurate angle double takeout. So here, we're looking for this tiny bit of a curved surface to come in contact with another curved surface. It takes a lot of precision, but with practice, you can definitely do it. And it just means you have to line up those angles before you take the shot. So when we looked at that last double, you notice that there was a lot more space between the rocks for one rock to actually take an angle and make that impact on the second rock. Now, we're going into kind of a big TV season where there will be a lot of curling on television. The Scotties, the Brier, and some mixed doubles championships. You'll probably hear this term, the drag effect. And what I want to do is just give you a little bit of an overview of what they actually mean when they say rocks drag. So these two red stones here, they're close enough together to actually react differently than two regular rocks with distance between them. If I were to hit this combination of red rocks, they act as one stone together. You can draw an imaginary larger stone and look at where you're hitting that big rock to tell you where the second stone will go. So if I want this red stone at the back to head towards that yellow stone, it's naturally set up to pull over to my right. I can manipulate the angles and use the drag effect to have it pull more straight back by simply hitting the big imaginary stone more on this side, which translates to simply hitting a much smaller part of this top stone. So instead of trying to hit on the left-hand side of this combination, I want to hit further on the right and drag that second stone off backwards or slightly to the left. Here, let's give it a try. So rather than the direct angle that those two red stones were lined up, where you might have thought it was going off to the right-hand side, because I used an angle and the drag effect to hit it on that right side first, the imaginary big rock, all of the angles and the energy translated back straight onto that other yellow rock. We also might see a lot of cross house doubles on TV this upcoming month. And so I've set up a small version here where you've got one stone slightly higher in the house than the other. They're both red rocks, and if yellow wants to shoot, they want to get rid of these red stones. So what I'm going to do to line up the angle on this double is actually use my broom. Especially as a start for this exercise, using a broom is a really good tool to visualize the angle. So where I want the final position of my yellow rock to be is here, after it removed the red rock. What I'm going to do is line up my broom on the back side of the second rock and on the front side of the first rock. That's kind of a trick so that we can calculate the angle and know where to hit this first rock with our shooter. My broom only touches one small part of this curved surface. So that's the very precise area I need to hit to make this angle take out. It's right here. So we visualize that, and we're ready to take the shot. If I line up my yellow stone, I'm going to hit that spot and make contact with both rocks. Thanks for joining me on my very first sweeping Saturday. That's how it's done.